What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is the Prince of YouTube, PS Compulsion, signing in here, aka that 22-year-old kid, soon to be 23-year-old kid, with the light squeaky voice, aka Prince Anthony, and things have been going too sweet here on this New York Knicks Mygm mode. We are on a 14-game winning streak, but of course things started to get a little bit weird with the cutscenes like they always do. So right after a game, the new assistant GM, who I did not want to be the assistant GM, Andrew, came up to me in the parking lot and was like, bro, can I talk to you real quick? And I was like, okay, sure, what do you want? He was like, he just wanted to run some things by me real quick. I'm like, bro, we're in the parking lot, we're not in my office, so I don't know what you're gonna do right now. You're probably trying to run up on me or something like that. Like, I have no idea what's up his sleeve. But the first thing that he decided to tell me is that he wanted us to respect each other as colleagues, and I had 3 options to choose from. And at first I was gonna click don't respond because I really don't want to talk to you right now. Like, you're the owner's son and you just got a free job out of the blue, especially when I already had a good assistant GM. But I was like, you know what, we're on the same team here, so we gotta be on the same page. And then he goes on to tell me about me being his mentor and him needing someone that knows what they're doing, and he asked me if I know what I'm doing as GM. I mean, come on, bruh. Now he's questioning me as the general manager. Things are getting a little bit suspicious. Like, he's making himself real sus right now, and I really don't like that. So I was like, of course I know what I'm doing. Like, what are you talking about, bruh? And now he's talking about one day being future GM and this and that. I'm like, wait, he definitely has something up his sleeve, especially when he tells me that I have nothing to worry about right now. No, you don't tell me stuff like that and expect me not to think nothing about it. And now he's starting to tell me about free agency and that we shouldn't just build through the draft, we should also go after free agents, this and that. I'm like, bruh, are you the GM or am I the GM? Because now he's really starting to get me tight. Like, what are you talking about, bruh? You're really starting to get at something, and you're making me like very suspicious right now, bruh. So he's on the defensive end talking about, oh no, that's a long way off, Prince, and without your blessing, of course, about him being the GM of a team. What are you talking about? Like, he was really getting me upset. So I was like, you know what, I'm done talking to you, and that's it. I just walked away from him. But then the next day I decided, you know what, I'm gonna bring him into my office and hit him with the drinking the Kool-Aid pitch, just so we could, you know, be on the same page. So I basically said we need to be more united and put aside our differences, and he was like, I totally agree, right? And then a couple days later, I met with him again in his office, and he was talking about under the radar guys and looking at analytics, and he was talking about Derrick Rose. So he made me look at the analytics for Derrick Rose, and I was like, okay, his player efficiency rating is pretty good for a player coming off the bench and getting paid less than $2 million for the season. So I was like, okay, what are you getting at? And then he basically told me that him and his father was talking about it, and that his father demanded that I trade for Derrick Rose. What? Get out of here with that. Talking about trade for Derrick Rose. I was like, bruh, is it a demand or nah? Because trading for Derrick Rose, that just came out of nowhere. The old owner was telling me to trade for Vince Carter, and now your father's telling me to trade for Derrick Rose. So I was trying to figure out, why didn't your father come to me and tell me that person to person? Like, I'm not taking orders from you. You're nothing. You're just an assistant. I'm supposed to be taking orders from the owner. So I was like, if it's a demand, your father needs to tell me. He really does, because if you want me to trade for Derrick Rose, I would rather it come from the team owner than from the assistant GM, unless you're just pitching me the idea. You're not pitching me the idea. You're telling me that the owner said to go ahead and trade for Derrick Rose. No, bro, I don't listen to you. So after speaking to Andrew again, I decided, you know, I'm gonna just simulate a couple of games just to see where this goes, just to see if the team owner would speak to me. And we won another game. So we're basically 29-5 to start the NBA season, and we won 17 games in a row, bruh. We're just winning and grinning right now. But then finally a cutscene popped up. I'm having dinner with the team owner, and the first thing that he tells me is, you haven't reached out to the Cavaliers about Rose yet. So we're really doing this. We're really doing this. Like, are you serious? So I was like, it wasn't the right time for us to trade for Rose. And then the owner's like, I respect your decision, but what I say is what goes, and I want you to trade for Derrick Rose. I was like, bruh. He said, whether you like it or not, I need you to go out and get Derrick Rose. I'm sorry, I'm not going out and getting Derrick Rose. I'm not going out and doing nothing. Get out my face with that BS. Like, no, I'm really not. We had Patrick Beverly and Frank Ntilikina who's still developing. We really don't need Rose on the team right now. And I was like, listen, you need to clear up what's going on with the chain of command. Like, you can't be telling your son to come and tell me to do something. It's like you want your son to be the GM, and I'm not letting that fly right now because I'm the general manager. And he was like, on my heart. Yo, Bob Sanderson said, on my heart, I'm sorry, I didn't mean for things to go off like that. It wasn't his intention, and that from now on, he's gonna come to me and tell me whenever he wants me to do something. So I'm not sure if he still wants me to trade for Derrick Rose, but guess what? I'm not trading for Derrick Rose. And that was my mindset behind everything. Like, I really don't want to trade for Derrick Rose, but just to see what they're talking about, I was like, let me take a look at Rose myself and make that final decision for myself. So I was like, let me just take a look at Rose. And he's been playing excellent off the bench for the Cleveland Cavaliers. I mean, look at his numbers. He is averaging double digits coming off the bench. That is really good right there. But we really don't have the assets to trade for Derrick Rose in the first place. I mean, I went to Trade Find. There was like no offers were found for the selected items. So I can't even make a trade for him, even if I wanted to. And the only person that I would be willing to trade for Derrick Rose is my son Randall. And Randall only have 1 star and Derrick Rose have 2.5 stars. So it definitely wasn't going to work out. So I'm not going to go ahead and trade for Derrick Rose. I'm not doing that. But I really don't like where this is going with the assistant GM. I heard some people saying that he's going to try to take your job and stuff like that. Listen, if he takes my job, we fighting straight up. Don't worry, it's going to be me versus the assistant GM Andrew in a Hell in a Cell. Yo, bruh, I'm telling you, I'm definitely gonna fight him if he thinks he's taking my job, bruh. But anyways, let's keep on winning and grinning. Let's see where this goes. Let's go Knicks.